What's up, everyone? Hope everyone's having a good day today. Today is October 6th, 2025, and we're back here on the channel with another live stream decode. And in this video, we're going to break down the family of Erica Kirk, and we're going to go in a direction that is kind of unexpected, but it is relevant considering what I've been talking about on my channel for a lot of years. It doesn't seem like this is a coincidence that this is going to be a topic to follow. So please hit those thumbs up if you guys can hear me in the live stream chat. If so, we're gonna wait a minute or so and then let some people file in, and then we'll get started with the info. Thank you, Coffee Girl. Thank you, Ripplinger B. Hello to you. Thanks for being here. JJ Recon, Bernardo Soros. Big shout out to Bernardo, who originally shared with us the snake eyes thing. And thank you, Peggy. Thank you to Betty. Thank you, glory to God. Hope you guys are all doing amazing today. Jason, hello. And so, like I said, we're going to give another minute or so, and then we're going to let people file in here. And I got some pretty crazy info to share as to what might actually be really going on with this Erica Kirk thing. Okay, so I just want to address something. Everyone keeps saying it's a psyop. Of course it is, but it's all pointing to something bigger, folks. All right? The point is a symbolism. Most people, you keep saying it's a psyop. We all know that. We don't need to keep repeating it. What we need to do is find out what the symbolism is and what's really going to come from this. This is all leading up to something bigger. I'm telling you. This is nothing compared to what's going to happen, I believe, at some point in the future that's going to affect everyone. It's not just going to be some guy supposedly getting taken out on a speech, okay? So what I'm trying to emphasize in this video is that Erica Kirk and her family have a very weird connection to something that might affect us all, and we all should be preparing for this maybe. In fact, I'm going to play a clip of Erica Kirk talking about something that you should be preparing for. Erica Kirk's going to tell you guys this. So let me just start with that, okay? Let me just start with Erica Kirk speaking a few years ago. Well, more than a few years ago, probably about 9 years ago. We're gonna listen to a clip of Erica Kirk telling us what we should be preparing for. Okay, here's the clue. Erica Kirk's gonna tell us this, not me. Let's listen to her, right? So here we go. Let me get this page up here. Give me 1 second. Let's see. All right, can you guys see the screen, and can you let me know if you can hear?
We're protected.
Hold on. Let me know if you can hear sound from the video.
Hi, I'm Erica Franzve, and today I have...
Can you guys hear that at all? I don't want to play very long of this because I don't want to get copyright because there's music. You guys can't hear this.
On everything. My name is Erica.
Okay, that's weird. Can you hear me? Okay, of course they're glitching this out. Okay, well, again, if you guys can hear me, let me see if you guys can hear the video now. I'm going to try it again.
Erica Franzve, and we're going to be scouting around talking to all.
Can you guys hear now the video? Okay. So let me go to 39 seconds and let me just let you guys hear what Erica has to say. All right, here we go. It's just going to be a short clip.
All of this talk about survival and prepping for EMP attacks, I want one of these. I want multiples of them. So where do I go to?
I'm going to play it one more time for you guys to hear.
All of this talk about survival and prepping for EMP attacks, I want one of these. I want multiples of them. So where do I go to buy this box?
And why do you think that we are not putting funding towards defense?
Because we're stupid.
One more time.
All of this talk about survival and prepping for EMP attacks, I want one of these. I want multiples of them. So where?
All right, so I'm sure you guys heard what it said. She says this whole video is about her promoting a box that's prepping for EMP attacks, okay? So let me stop sharing this part of the screen and let me go back to my slides now. All right. So Erica was at this. So first of all, let me just hold on. Sorry, guys. I'm not used to trying to play videos and stuff in here. So anyway, let me just go to my slides so I can show you what all this seems to be leading to. All right, so we just had, obviously, the supposed death of her husband, right? So she's national attention, right? And she was once promoting her mother's and father's company that sells EMP boxes, okay? EMP, right? What is EMP? Well, let me just, for those who don't know what that is, let me just type it in. Let me see. Let me see if I can find it here. All right, so an EMP is an electromagnetic pulse, also referred to as a transient electromagnetic disturbance, is a brief burst of electromagnetic energy. The origin of an EMP can be natural or artificial, okay? An EMP, such as a lightning strike, can physically damage objects, such as buildings and aircraft. So basically, EMPs, so the first recorded damage from an electromagnetic pulse came from a solar storm in August of 1859 called the Carrington event. We might talk a little bit about this. But what she's selling, okay, in this video, again, she's talking to this guy and she says, tell me how I can get this box. How can I get this EMP safe box, okay? And this was years ago, okay? But the reason that this woman, I believe, is in the head of everyone now, not everyone, but she's on the world stage now prominently, is probably because the next big event is going to be a power outage, folks. They've told us about this in movies, in shows. They've told us about this from the government, that our power grid is weak and that an EMP could take out the power grid. I've done many videos on this channel. If you go back at my videos, I've done many videos on this channel about EMP and blackouts, okay? It's just a matter of if, not when, or when, not if, okay? Now, so Erica Kirk is trying to sell this EMP safe box, right? And the company that she's working for, or that she's trying to sell, is called G-Tech Industries. G-Tech Industries. Now, who owns G-Tech Industries? Her mother and father. So she's selling a EMP box. And big shout out to Ani Asaru, one of my guys. He's a good friend, and he's got a YouTube channel. Make sure you guys go subscribe to Ani Asaru, spelled just like this. He's the one that brought this to my attention. And I don't know if you guys remember my last video. Before I even found out anything about this, I was talking about how I thought this show was connected to Charlie Kirk and Erica Kirk. And what is this show about? Well, this show is called Revolution, and it came out in 2012. And it's about an EMP blackout. Look, a post-apocalyptic near future in 2027, 15 years after 2012. Remember, 2012 was the year that Turning Point USA was founded by Charlie Kirk. But in this show, there's a worldwide event known as the blackout, caused by an EMP, causing all electricity on Earth and computers and devices and airplane engines to disable permanently. Okay? Now, in this show has a main character named Charlie. Yes, you heard that right. In the Revolution show that came out in 2012, the year that Charlie Kirk founded his company, there's a show that came out called Revolution about a blackout who stars a woman, a daughter, right? So we're talking about Charlie Kirk's wife now, right? But in the show, the girl is named Charlie, and she's from Chicago. Well, where's Charlie Kirk from? He's also from Chicago. So I told you in the last video, I had a hunch, and I hadn't looked any more into it, but I had a hunch that this show, Revolution, with Charlie in it, was connected, okay, to blackout, and that Charlie Kirk is connected to a predictive programming for a blackout EMP. And then I find out this, okay, so I want you guys to think how improbable that is. In my last video, without knowing anything about Erica Kirk's EMP family, I talked about a show connecting to this about an EMP blackout. And now I find out that Erica Kirk was promoting safe boxes for EMPs. Not only was she promoting safe boxes for EMPs, she was promoting for her own family's company. Okay, from her own family's company. And let me just read about, okay, so this is her mother, Lori Fransfe, or Fransfe is how they actually pronounce it. She works for AZ Tech, right? But Erica Kirk was promoting a safe box from G Tech. Okay. Let me see if I can get it to come back up again. 1 second. So here's their safe box, G Tech Industries, right? Okay, so this is the company that her mom and father run right here. Lori Fransve works at G Tech. Okay. She's from Scottsdale, and where was Charlie Kirk's funeral? It was in Scottsdale. Okay. So Charlie Kirk's funeral was in Scottsdale, where this company is located. And I want you guys to see the 188 connections there. Well, cyber attack in gematria equals 188. That's interesting. But that's not important. That might be just a coincidence. But the most important thing to understand here is not only does Erica's mother and father run this EMP company, look at this government document called Blackout Wars. State initiatives to achieve preparedness against electromagnetic pulse catastrophe. Task force. Now let's read down the list of names. Who was on the task force for the EMP blackout? Oh, look down there at the very bottom. Lori Fransve. She is on the task force for the government electromagnetic pulse. Okay? Do you guys get it? This is what this is really about. This was never about some guy getting shot. They're telling us the turning point in USA will be the blackout. Whenever it comes, it's going to cause chaos, guys. It's going to be a purge, man. And look at what they say. Now, this is straight from, let me make this image bigger. Let me just make this a whole image. This is from the company, from Erica Kirk's mother and father's company. This is their banner off of one of their websites. Look what it says, guys. Look what it says. An EMP attack could kill 9 out of 10 Americans within a year. This is from their company, from Erika'S company, from her parents' company. An EMP attack could kill 9 out of 10. Guys, does this 9-10, does that ring a bell to you? What's the 9-10? Can anyone in the chat tell me what that is? What have we been seeing ever since the Charlie Kirk thing? Haven't we been seeing a lot of 9-10 references? This was put up many years ago. Okay? So an EMP attack could kill 9 out of 10 Americans within a year. When disaster strikes, you will be ready for the aftermath. So here is Erika'S trying to sell EMP safe boxes for her company, and they tell you that if there's an EMP attack, there could be 9 out of 10 Americans could die. And then here's Charlie Kirk, who was killed on 9/10, many years after they made this slide, by the way. So, and again, she was on the task force called Blackout Wars, right? And here's her father's book, Kent R. Francevey, right? Markets, economies, projects, governments. He's also works at the same company with his supposed wife, okay? There's also a guy on Twitter where I learned about this video from, and he has been posting how there's something shady going on with this company. They're based out of a house in Scottsdale. Their whole company is based out of a random house at 9743 East Sharon Drive in Scottsdale. So let me just see if I can bring that up real fast. So there's something weird going on with the house, right? Let me just go to maps. And I'll show you their whole company supposedly both based out of this, okay? 9743 East Sharon Drive. Right here. So this is the house that this company is based out of, apparently. Okay, just one house. They make EMP equipment, right? Look at the road that's just north of here. It's called Thunderbird, you know, like thunder and lightning, Thunderbird Road. I thought that was interesting. But yeah, this is their house right here. Apparently. That's where the company is from, I guess. I don't know more about it than that. But let's go to their website. This is a different company name, but it's the same people. It's called E3 Tech Group. And let's just see what they do. Okay. Tomorrow, core competencies, critical infrastructure, right? EMP high impact threat mitigation, cyber engineering mitigation. We currently help states, cities, and communities develop emergency continuity of operations. Right? We have unique engineering expertise in area of EMP mitigation. We are expanding into development our own EMP testing facility. The facility will be able to test control systems, enclosures, engines, vehicles, aircraft, and various grid components. So this is Erika'S' mother and father. This website was started in 2024. So just last year, guys. So EMP, their whole family is about selling EMP stuff, right? So here's Kent Francevey, the father. He works at AZ Tech International. So AZ Tech International is also another EMP contractor, just like her mother is the founder of also AZ Tech, right? And as you can see, her mother also worked at Principal E-Tech Group, AZ Tech, General Electric, okay? But these are the two parents, right? Now, you know, on this channel, we look into the Kabbalist method of gematria, which is assigning a letter the code that this reality runs on, right? So I started just looking into some gematria. And in the video, Erica Kirk says, what can I do to prevent myself, protect myself from EMP attacks, right? EMP attacks. This is what she says to him. And I typed in the word EMP attack. And look at what it equals in gematria. It equals prove me wrong. So yeah, prove me wrong, guys, that this is not connected to Erica Kirk's background with EMPs. Because what is the phrase on Charlie Kirk's tent that he was shot under? Prove me wrong. And what's in the center? What's in the center of those words? Yeah, guys, it's a lightning bolt. What does the lightning bolt represent? It represents power outage, guys. Why is Charlie Kirk have the lightning bolt in between the prove me wrongs? Well, in gematria, prove me wrong is a 2-cipher match to EMP attack. Not only is it a 2-cipher match to EMP attack, prove me wrong is a 2-cipher match to power grid attack. And look at the 153. The word electromagnetic pulse attack equals 153, like EMP attack. Well, the phrase prove me wrong equals 153. Somebody's saying in the chat that total blackout equals 153. Let me see. Yeah, it does. Total blackout 153. Interesting. But yeah, and look at this. The lightning bolt or the lightning strike in between the prove me wrongs, look what it equals. Lightning strike equals electromagnetic pulse. Now, this is what's even more interesting. Turning Point USA, the name of the company that he founded in 2012 that came out the same year as the electricity show that came out, the Revolution show. Look at it. Turning Point USA is a 2-cipher match when you type in Erika Fransve and you type in EMP. I thought that was super interesting. That might be a coincidence, but I don't think so because Erika Fransve is talking all about EMPs here. Okay? Right? She's talking all about the EMP attacks, right? So when you put her name in the calculator and you add EMP, it equals Turning Point USA. So based off of that, the gematria, I think, and the lightning bolt is the clue, guys. The lightning bolt on the tent is the power connection, right? Now, what happened just a few days ago? Oh, hold on. I got more. But what happened just a few days ago? Trump posted a video called Don't Fear the Reaper. Or they kept saying in it, here comes the Reaper. And in the background, he said the power's going out. In the lyrics of the video, it says the power's gone out, right? So even Trump is adding on to this because when he posted this video, it says clearly in the video, the power's gone out, okay? And it kept repeating, here comes the Reaper, right? Right? And I showed you guys in my last video that here comes the Reaper equals Brotherhood of Death. The Brotherhood of Death is the Skull and Bones, of course, the secret society. And but it also equals Turning Point USA 187, Scottsdale, Arizona, if you abbreviate it, where all this stuff is coming out of, also equals 187. But look at this. Here comes the Reaper as a direct match to Brotherhood of Death. Now, we're going to talk about that more later, but let me just move on to the next part. So Erika's mother, she worked under a task force that was ran by a guy named Dr. Peter Vincent Pry. Okay, so who's Dr. Peter Vincent Pry? Let me get him up here. Also wanted to mention, when she was at this Next Con, do you guys get the word play here? The Next Con? Are you kidding me? What is a con? Like a con artist? The next con? Okay. That's an interesting word use right there. But she was in NextCon 16 and she was promoting this EMP box, right? In Scottsdale, Arizona. This happened November 14th, 2016. That was King Charles' birthday. Well, now you have this Charles connection again. Okay. I also forgot to mention, remember how many decodes I did on this story that connected to Carolina? Like Carolina means Charles. And look at this show, Revolution. Where was this show shot at? It was shot in North Carolina, guys. So there's even a connection to this show with the Carolina theme also. But who is Dr. Peter Vincent Pry? Well, he is the guy, supposedly, who has been connected. He's dead now. Okay, so here's the catch. This guy, who Erica Franzfe's mother was working under as on the task force, Dr. Peter Vincent Pry is an executive director of EMP task force on the National and Homeland Security. Huh. Interesting. Okay, so he's actually the director, the executive director of the EMP task force, and Erika's mother worked under him. Now, this guy died on August 20th, 2022. And how many days later did Charlie Kirk die? Supposedly. He didn't probably die, but supposedly die. Look, 3/22, 3 years and 22 days after this EMP guy who Erika's mother worked under. Are you kidding me? 3 years and 22 days after him, Charlie Kirk was, I mean, come on. And remember, a few slides back, I showed you in gematria, the word electromagnetic pulse equals 223. Well, that's the reverse of 322. And in fact, the skull and crossbones in gematria, the logo of the Brotherhood of Death, skull and crossbones. Well, would you look at that, guys? Skull and crossbones equals 223. Like electromagnetic pulse. Now, there's a song called What You Gonna Do When the Grid Goes Down? Well, the phrase when the grid goes down equals 223, guys. Like skull and crossbones, like electromagnetic pulse, like lightning strike. The lightning strike is on the tent of Charlie Kirk, right? And this guy, the EMP guy, who Erika's mother worked under, he died 3 years and 22 days before Charlie Kirk. Huh. With the lightning bolt right on his tent, right? Emerson Drive. Remember Erika Kirk was in the movie Emerson Drive? What's the company Emerson? It's called Emerson Electric. Okay, look. My computer's being slow. Just give me 1 second. Let me duplicate this. Emerson Electric, right? Yeah, so again, Emerson Electric. I mean, there's your electric connection again. Electricity, Emerson Electric, huge company. Erika Kirk was in the video for Emerson Drive, right? So that's another connection to think about. But yeah, the guy died 3 years and 22 days before Charlie Kirk, right? And again, I told you, he died 3 years and 22 days before Charlie Kirk. He was the director over Erika's mother for the EMP. And his full name, every article calls him Dr. Peter Vincent Pry. So this is coded right here. Dr. Peter Vincent Pry in all the articles, right? It says Dr. Peter Vincent Pry, secure the grid, right? Look at what his name equals. Donald Trump just posted that video with the power going out, with the lightning bolt. And it says, here comes the Reaper, which equals Brotherhood of Death, which is skull and bones right here. And you know, he just died 3/22, right? Before Charlie Kirk. But look, Brotherhood of Death equals here comes the Reaper and Dr. Peter Vincent Pry. Look, are you kidding me? Dr. Peter Vincent Pry equals here comes the Reaper in 2 ciphers and equals Brotherhood of Death in 1 cipher. and they all equal 97 in the same cipher. Now, back in 2020, what you're going to do when the grid goes down, came out on September 25th, 2020. Okay, that's the 97 days left in the year. I just showed you 97 is Brotherhood of Death, Dr. Peter Vincent Pry, Here Comes the Reaper, right? Well, on the front of this cover is like an Arizona, Nevada, Utah type of, you see the connection here I'm making? The Public Enemy album, What You Gonna Do When the Grid Goes Down, it features like an Arizona backdrop. Well, where's all this taking place out of? Arizona, Utah, New Mexico, the Southwest. All that stuff happened there, right? Public Enemy, right? Who's the Public Enemy? Okay. You can see the everything's broken, just like in the show Revolution, where none of the devices work anymore, right? Which came out in 2012, and they said that this would happen in the year 2027. So do we have to wait all the way till 2027 for this EMP to break out? Or to this EMP to happen? Maybe. I don't know. Maybe it happens this month. I don't know. But maybe it's all in 2027. Right? But either way, this whole event is connected to the future blackout. Remember, speaking of Obama, I was just on Joseph's Decode about Obama. Obama was the one who was president during all of this stuff. Obama was president during the show Revolution. Obama was president during Charlie Kirk finding his company in 2012. Okay, do you guys remember the blackout Super Bowl? Super Bowl 47? Super Bowl 47, right? It's also known as the Blackout Bowl. Right here. After they resume play, okay, so in the Super Bowl 47, a partial power outage hit the Superdome. Following the return suspension play of 34 minutes, the game earned its nickname, the Blackout Bowl, okay? This happened in 2013, which was just, around the same time as this show, Revolution. It was just this time period, right? Now, again, but I think we got confirmation of this. When Trump posted his video saying the power's going out, okay? The power's going out. He says it in the video with the lightning bolt. The Reaper, here comes the Reaper, equals the Brotherhood of Death, equals Dr. Peter Vincent Pry, right? And he is the guy, again, he is the guy who directed the EMP task force until his death, okay? Now, it gets crazy. It gets a bit crazier, guys. I found this documentation of this event called the Arizona House of Representatives Committee on Public Safety. And in this event, you can see that this event is held about an EMP, right? And you guys can see down here at the bottom, the name of the person involved here is Lori Franzwe. Again, the CEO of G-Tech. Now, who's that? Laura Franzwe is the mother of Erica, again. And Lori, she was on this. She's once again part of another EMP meeting. And look at when this meeting was, guys. March 19th, 2014. So again, kind of in the same period, 2012, 2013, 2014. I found it super interesting that if you measure from this meeting, which was on a Wednesday, by the way, to Charlie Kirk's shooting on a Wednesday, it was exactly 599 weeks. Well, 599 in mathematics is the 109th prime number. Guys, EMP attacks, 109, like AZ Tech International. That's the company that Lori Franzwe works for. That's her company. AZ Tech International. So this might be a coincidence if you go from this date to Charlie's shooting. I don't think so, though, because what was the date of Charlie's shooting? It was 10/9. And you're telling me that exactly from this meeting to this event was exactly the 109 prime? And in gematria, EMP attacks equals 109, like AZ Tech International, the company that Erika'S mother runs? I don't know. Seems a little bit too perfect, but you guys can decide on that one if you think that that's another connection. So, yeah, I know that's just another connection. But so now, remember, I told you that Erica was hosting NextCon, right? Well, and that's where she was promoting the EMP safe box. Well, NextCon took place in Scottsdale again, always in Arizona. It took place on the last day, on the Wednesday, November 16, 2016. If you go from the last episode of the show Revolution, which features the girl Charlie, look at how many days. I mean, that's weird, guys. That's the 9-10 again. That's the 10-9-9-10 again. From Revolution ending to this, the last day of this conference, just happened to be 9-10 days. I don't know. Maybe that's a coincidence too, but I mean, it's definitely weird considering what I just showed you with this, with the 109s. But I just had to throw this in here because the girl in the movie Revolution is called Charlotte Charlie Matheson, right? Well, the safe box that Erica Kirk was promoting in her video was called the G-Tech Industries Safe Box. Well, by some strange coincidence, that safe box equals Charlotte Charlie Matheson. That equals 253, right? In the same cipher. Well, Charlie Kirk was shot on day 253 of the year. And again, he was shot under a lightning bolt tent with a lightning bolt, right? So I don't know. Maybe that's a coincidence too. All I know is the proof that we have is that Erica Kirk and her whole family is all about EMPs. This TV show was all about EMPs and the power outage, right? Now, and it had a girl named Charlie, right? That's the point. Charlie in the show Revolution about the blackout and EMPs. And then Charlie Kirk is connected to a woman whose whole family is about EMPs. It seems a bit too perfect. Here's some other gematria connections I wanted to bring up. When the grid goes down, remember in the song called "What You Gonna Do When the Grid Goes Down"? That equals, as I already showed, that equals 223. So it's just some more interesting gematria connections there. And then I found that the actual capital market company for Erika'S family is actually the subsidiaries are USA Superior Energy Inc. Holdings Inc. Okay. Again, out of Scottsdale. But if you type that in, let me find it. If you type that in, I found it super interesting that what you're going to do when the grid goes down equals the name of the company. Okay. And again, this phrase, what you're going to do when the grid goes down, that is the song by Public Enemy about the power grid. Okay. So there's that. And then, you know, yeah, there's that, but that's not important. The point is, this has to have something to do with this EMP stuff. Now, I did mention the Blackout Bowl. And in this bowl, the last player to make a tackle before the blackout in this Super Bowl, he just died. Okay. Shout out to Gematinator. There was a football player named Arthur Jones. I just want to bring this up in connection to the blackout theme. So here's Arthur Jones. He just died on October 3rd, right? He was the last player to tackle the quarterback before the blackout in Super Bowl 47. Okay, so you're talking about right before the blackout happens, this guy makes the tackle, okay? Like literally right before. And he just died. Okay? He literally just died a few days ago. So that's another interesting tidbit, I think. And I haven't had a chance to look more into him, but I certainly think that his death recently and him being such a big part of the Blackout Bowl, it could be another connection. Now, who's Janet Napolitano? Well, I've talked about her before. She was the senator that said the power grid would go down. In 2012, Secretary of Homeland Security Director Janet Napolitano, under Barack Obama, Mr. Lightning Bolt himself, focused on vulnerability of the U.S. power grid to cyber attacks and other threats. She collaborated with Congress and the private sector to improve cybersecurity and enhance the grid's resiliency. She did a speech in 2012. Okay, well, what happened in 2012, guys? The show Revolution came out, right? The Blackout Bowl was in 2013, which was one year after that. Turning Point USA was founded in 2012. Remember, the world was supposed to end in 2012. You guys remember that? The world was supposed to end. But yeah, 2012 was a huge year. Wait, Janet Napolitano was the former governor of Arizona. That's the connection I missed. Hold on. Let me find it for you. Right here. She was the 21st governor of Arizona. There it is, guys. She's the one. She is the gun that came out in 2012. And the same year that Charlie Kirk founded his company in Arizona, June 5th, 2012, in Arizona, which was, I guess, Janet Napolitano was probably, no. Okay, so Barack Obama nominated her in 2009 when he took over, and then she took over as the Homeland Security Director under Obama. Now remember, in the Strong's Concordance, Barack means lightning. Obama means from the heights. Lightning, EMP attack, guys. You think it's a coincidence that all these EMP movies and all these EMP stuff was happening during the president whose name literally translates to lightning from a heights? Now, who made a movie? Who made a movie about a blackout? Just recently, just within the last few years. Who made a movie about a blackout? Yeah, it was Obama. His movie by Higher Ground Productions, which is Barack Obama's movie, right? That was made about a blackout, just like what we've been talking about. Leave the World Behind. Now, let's see how long Charlie Kirk died after the premiere. So the original release of Leave the World Behind, how many days did Charlie Kirk die after the Leave the World Behind? Let's see. He died 686 days. Now, you might be saying, Cody, okay, what's that? What's 686? 686 and 687 is exactly one Martian year. Now, what's a Martian year? A Martian year is simply 686.6 days. Guys, Charlie Kirk died exactly one Martian year after Leave the World Behind premiered. Guys, Martian as in war. The whole movie, Leave the World Behind, was about war on the grid and on the American people. The fact that Charlie Kirk died exactly one Martian year after that movie premiered is not a coincidence. That is, once again, proving the Martian years are important because these people love their fake planetary things, right? But they love their planetary alignments. They love that. But what I'm saying is one Martian year after Leave the World Behind. Exactly. Okay? And Mars is the god of war. So I think that there's a lot of evidence here to really think on. Now, what else can we really say other than, yeah, Cody, so what's the conclusion here? Well, the conclusion, okay. So Joseph is saying that Revolution came out in 2012 on 9/17. And Obama, the president of that time, who means lightning, right? So you look at this, 322. Okay. So Obama was the president during the show Revolution, right? The show came out 3 months and 22 days before Obama's birthday. What did I just show you? Did I not just show you the EMP director died 3 years and 22 days before Charlie Kirk, whose wife's mother worked for him, right, on the task force? And the woman, Janet Napolitano, who was selected by Barack Obama as the Homeland Security, she spoke about EMPs and power grids. And now we find out that the show Revolution, featuring Charlie, came out exactly 322 days before Obama, that president at that time, his birthday. But what Joseph was also pointing out, it came out 10 months and 18 days before Obama's birthday. In the Bible, Satan falls like lightning. Remember, Barack means lightning. Obama means from a high place. The last episode is episode 222. So this goes perfectly with what Joseph was just talking about. How many episodes were there? Oh, yeah, the last episode was season 2, episode 22, right? 222. Huge number. Order out of chaos, 222. So it all goes back to Obama because Obama's a huge, obviously, with his place at this time when all this was happening, right? So let's just do a quick look. How many days? Oh, look at this. 44 days after Obama's birthday, and he was the 44th president. You see how perfect that is? The show Revolution came out 44 days after Obama's birthday. Obama was the 44th president. Okay? The show Obama's date numerology that year was 44. How about that? But yeah, wow. But let's look at Charlie Kirk. Remember, Charlie Kirk founded his company in 2012. Guys, look at this. Oh my goodness. Charlie Kirk founded his company 105 days before the show Revolution came out. Charlie Kirk equals 105. And just a basic cipher, guys. Whoops. Charlie Kirk equals 105. Revolution was released 105 days after Charlie Kirk founded his company on June 5th, 2012. Wow. I mean, that's the most basic gematria of Charlie Kirk, okay? As simple as you can get it. A is 1, B is 2, C is 3. C is the third letter, H is the eighth letter, A is the first letter. That equals 105. And there you go. 105. So, wow. Yeah, I'm a bit shocked at this because I didn't even look at that. Charlie Kirk also equals 192, like leave the world behind, right? Obama's movie about a blackout, right? 192, okay? So let's go from Charlie Kirk founding his company to the blackout Super Bowl, right? That was on the blackout Super Bowl was on February 3rd, 2013. Let's see. Okay, well, the first thing I notice here is 243. It's a huge CIA number. Central Intelligence Agency 243. But that's what the only thing I can think of there, like that might have a clue. Maybe, I don't know. Central Intelligence Agency 243. Okay, and so yeah, he did start his company 243 days before the Blackout Bowl, the Super Bowl. And I told you the guy that made the final tackle before the blackout in that game, he just died. He just died 3 days ago. So, I probably could have looked more. I probably could have looked more into the connection through the dates, but the main point, let me bring up and I encourage you guys to go back on my channel. So I'm just going to show you old videos where I talked about this same subject. So here's a video from 10 months ago called "The Blackout is Commencing," right? So there's a video about a blackout, right? I know I got more. Here's when that global outage happened. There's one right here, delete the system, resetting the internet, blackout right here. But the big one I want to find here. You guys remember when WWE held the match called the Pitch Black match? WWE, right? They had a pitch black match, right? Here's a video decoding that. Here's what you're gonna do when the grid goes down, right here from 2 years ago. Okay. The blackout is commencing. The blackout right here again. Now remember, Klaus Schwab, who used to be at the World Economic, he said the next thing would be the grid going down, or a cyber pandemic, right? So I've covered this topic a lot. That's the point. If you guys go back in my videos, I've covered this topic a lot. Now, if we go down here, I want to point out another channel who just recently covered this. Decoding Our Reality. So Decoding Our Reality just did a video, okay, about blackout warning October 7th. So he's looking for tomorrow. And the reason I thought this was interesting, guys, if you go watch his video, look, he has Barack Obama right there. So again, he just made this 4 days ago. So I encourage you guys. I mean, I don't know. Do you guys want to watch his video on live? Do you want me to play his? Well, I don't know if I can do that actually. But anyway, I guess I can show some of his connections. So what he was pointing out here was that we're coming up on the hunter's moon, and the hunter's moon has the buck, right? Like hunting bucks. Well, Leave the World Behind had a buck on it. And look how many months from the Netflix release of Leave the World Behind to October 7th. It's 22 months, guys. In Gematria, blackout, 22. October 7th, tomorrow is the 85 days left in the year. Blackout, 85, okay? So 22 months after the movie on the 85 days left in the year. So that's a great connection, okay? Now, Obama, as he points out, is going to be 64 years and 64 days tomorrow. Well, Barack Hussein Obama, 64. Now, the number 88, which is a huge number because I showed you, look at all the 88s I told you. Look, Lightning Strike, 88, Turning Point USA, 88, Erika Franzwey, EMP, 88, Electromagnetic Pulse, 88, right? So tomorrow, Barack will be 64. Well, Barack Hussein Obama is 64. The Antichrist also equals 64, yes. But 8 times 8 is 64. Think about it. If you multiply 8 times 8, that's 64. Well, not only that, but 88 is the 64th composite number. Okay? So tomorrow is a huge day for Barack Obama in general because he's going to be 64 years, 64 days old. So this guy who made the movie Leave the World Behind, he was born 5 days after the founding of the U.S. Department of Energy. Okay? 5 days. Well, today, October 6th, the original book published for Leave the World Behind, October 6, 2020. So today is the 5th anniversary of the Leave the World Behind book. Just like this guy who did the movie, he was born 5 days after the U.S. Department of Energy was founded. Let me try to... He's talking about a game where the White Sox from Chicago, they called it the blackout game. They all wore black. Of course, Obama's from Chicago. But from that game, what he's talking about here, it's 888 weeks from that game to tomorrow. So that's interesting. But look, he even showed the same thing I did. The U.S. Department of Energy was founded on Obama's birthday. Do you guys get this? Obama was born August 1st or August 4th. And the U.S. Department of Energy was founded on August 4th. Obama made that movie about the energy going out, the power going out. And look how old the Department of Energy will be tomorrow, guys. 17597 days. That's the 223 prime. Electromagnetic pulse, 223. That's how old the Department of Energy will be tomorrow, October 7th. Now, I'm not saying that it will 100% happen tomorrow. I hope it doesn't happen tomorrow. But tomorrow is definitely an interesting day because the Department of Energy will be 223 prime days old. And that's the gematria of electromagnetic pulse. And how many times did I talk about this number in this video? I talked about it, right? Skull and crossbones. When the grid goes down, 223. Lightning strike, 223. Electromagnetic pulse, 223. So that's a great connection. Now, Charlie Kirk. Oh, yeah. So he's talking about the Charlie Kirk being equaling 64, just like Barack Obama. Barack Hussein Obama equals 64. Charles James Kirk. Let me just pull it up for you. Barack Hussein Obama, 64, right? Charles James Kirk, 64. And again, Obama will be 64 years. Oh, wow, look. G-Tech Industries. G-Tech Industries, 64. G-Tech Industries. That's one of the companies that Erika'S mother works for. Huh. Wow, interesting, huh? They got the 163 too, huh? Oh, they do. Look at that. So Barack Hussein Obama literally equals Charles James Kirk in 2 ciphers, right? Wow. Now, you know what's also interesting about that 163? Solar flare. So a solar flare can cause an EMP, right? So EMP is also connected to a solar flare, which does equal 163. Obama is all about the sun. He had the rising sun as his logo. Let me see if there's anything else in here. Okay, so Charlie Kirk, he's all connected to these 3 people here, right? He founded he's born on October 14th, like George Floyd. He founded his company on Breonna Taylor's birthday, 6/5, and he got married on Ahmaud Arbery's birthday. So Charlie Kirk is connected to all three of these famous things right here, just with his birthday, his company's date, and his marriage, all with this Charlie Kirk. He's born on October 14th. He founded his company on June 5th, and he got married on May 8th. So that's the 3 dates that connect with Charlie Kirk, right? So great connection. Blackout Tuesday he's talking about here. If you measure from Blackout Tuesday to the tomorrow, it's 1953 days, which is the 16th or the 62nd triangular number, and 62 is United States blackout. Interesting. So then he's talking about solar flares. If you go from the snake year starting to tomorrow, it's 8 years and 8 months and 8 days, right? But it's also 8,008 days since the strongest solar flare ever was recorded. So tomorrow is 8,008 days after the strongest ever solar flare. Wow. Guys, we just talked about the 88s. Solar flare equals, I just showed you, solar flare equals 64. Oh, wait, solar flare equals 64. Hold on. So look at this. Solar flare equals 163 and 64, like Charles James Kirk. Wow. Okay. And Barack Hussein Obama. Now, could they say that there was a solar flare that knocked everything out and then they don't have to blame it on anyone, right? I don't know. We'll have to see. So he also showed how the number 10-7, like tomorrow, is a huge day. Nationwide blackout, 10-7. Nationwide power outage, 10-7. Hacker, 10-7. United States blackout Tuesday, 85. Tomorrow's the 85 days left in the year. United States blackout equals 62. We just showed the 62 date numerology tomorrow. That's interesting. So again, this is not my finds. This is all from Decoding Our Reality. So make sure you guys go subscribe to Decoding Our Reality. From the show Lights Out coming out to tomorrow, 9 years, 11 weeks, guys. Exactly. And from the initial release of Lights Out to tomorrow is exactly 112 months, guys. Charlie Kirk died on the day, leaving 112 days in the year. I mean, that's from the Lights Out movie. July 22nd, 2016 to tomorrow, 9 years, 11 weeks. Also 112 months. Lights Out equals 112. So, absolutely crazy. Also from the movie Hackers to tomorrow, 30 years and 22 days. Another great find. I swear he had a slide about the Carrington event. But let's go back. Let me go to the chat. I need to go to the chat and see you guys for a bit. Okay, so does anyone in the chat have anything else that they want to share? Please hit those likes buttons if you guys are enjoying. Please hit the like buttons if you guys are finding this content good, right? Yes, the Jesuits operate in 112 countries. That's a huge addition. Thank you. Joseph says he tagged me in a post on YouTube. Let me see. Let me just go to Joseph's channel. Give me 1 second, everyone. Okay. Okay, look at this. So again, as he mentioned, it was the show Revolution about the blackout came out 10 months and 18 days before Obama's birthday. Like in Luke 10:18, lightning falls from a high. Like Barack means lightning and Obama means from a high, right? That was 44 days after his birthday that show came out. He was the 44th president. The last one, I don't know what the last one is. The six friends prepare to say goodbye and embark on the next chapter of their lives. Monuments. Is that the last episode of the series? The last one? Oh, the creator of the director of the Leave the World Behind, he was born 10 months and 18 days after Obama's birthday. Oh, the episode of Friends. That's right. The episode of Friends that ends the show Leave the World Behind is called The Last One. That's season 10, episode 18. Yeah. The last one equals power outage. Wow. Guys, the last one equals power outage. So look, the last one equals 151.52. Power outage, 151.52. Revolution, which was the other show about a blackout, 151 and 52. So let's just take care of some of these things. Look, the main character in the show Revolution is called Charlie Matheson, and she equals 151. Oh, the slide's really long. Okay. I didn't even see this down here. All right, so the blackout in the Revolution show, Barack Obama's the president. Yep. Barack Obama was killed on Air Force One during the blackout in that movie. Are you kidding me? Is that real? Is that the real story of the movie? Wow. So the narrative in the story is Barack Obama is killed on an airplane during a blackout. Huh. Maybe Trump's going to get that instead. I don't know. The Antichrist, Barack Obama equals 222. You guys know Joseph always talks about the 222. We know the Antichrist equals Barack Hussein Obama in the same cipher. We already went over that. Revolution equals power outage, right? But again, as I showed you, the main character in the show Revolution is Charlie Matheson, which equals 151. The last one, which connects to Leave the World Behind. So yeah, they all have the same numbers. Power grid equals white lion. In the movie Leave the World Behind, the white lion washes up after the power goes out. And don't forget, we just got a new pope named Leo the lion, like the lion. Thank you, Joseph, for that post. All right, so back into the comments. I want to get to some of your other comments here. So just to once again recap what we already went over here, Erika Franzwe's or Erika Kirk's family is all about EMP preparedness, okay? Let me go back and play this video one more time so you guys can hear it. Okay, starting at 39 seconds, I'm just going to play the short clip.
All of this talk about
1 second. Why can't I hear it?
survival and prepping
You guys can't hear it either, right?
for EMP attacks.
What happened to the sound? Huh. I don't know what happened to the sound, guys. Hold on. But you can clearly see. Oh, you guys can hear it. I just can't hear it. Well, that's weird. It's weird I can't hear it. But you guys can? Okay. Weird.
With all of this talk about
you guys can hear that.
survival and prepping for EMP attacks, I want one of these. I want multiples of them. So where do I go?
So you hear what she says, right? I mean, she says, I want one of these. Are they telling us with this whole story that you better get yourself a safe box? I mean, is this a clue? I mean, should we get ourselves an EMP protective box? That's what she says. She says she wants one. And now she's famous in the whole world. This was well before she was famous. Okay? She was not even known at this time.
With all of this talk about survival and prepping for EMP attacks, I want one of these. I
want one of these, she says. So that's just the clip. But then we find out that her parents are the ones who sell the boxes, and they're all about EMP preparedness. We learn that her father works for AZ Technologies. Her mother works for AZ Technologies. The gematria seems to point to it, right? This is the biggest one, guys. Prove me wrong equals EMP attack equals power grid attack, okay? Equals electromagnetic pulse attack. So no matter how you write it, you get the same gematria, okay? So that's interesting. And they say the next con, right? Like the next con artist, the next con. And again, the guy that was responsible for the intelligence, we need to look more into this guy, Dr. Peter Vincent Pry. He died, but he was responsible for the task force, right? He died 3 months and 22 days before Charlie Kirk, or 3 years and 22 days. And again, Trump just posted a video. Don't fear here comes the Reaper, right? Which equals this guy. So, and don't forget, in Snake Eyes movie, which is all connected to Charles Kirk and the Kirk stuff, the guy who gets shot is the defense secretary, right? So another connection. Even if we got one, how do you know when an EMP will strike? It will be too late unless you keep your stuff in it 24/7. Yeah, I mean, that's what I mean. The only way to really be like conservative is you would have to have like a backup phone, which you always keep inside of a box or a computer. And then, yeah, I don't know, guys, I don't know what to say about that. But again, the birthday of the internet was on 1/1/1983, 42 years, 9 months, 1 week, and 1 day before October 8th coming up. Thank you, Maggie. That's very interesting. Yeah, iPet Goat came out in the years of 2012 also, right? So 2012, you had the Revolution Blackout show. You had Charlie Kirk finding his company. You had Erica Kirk in the music video. Remember, guys, Erica Kirk was in the She's My Kind of Crazy music video in 2012. Her future husband, founded his company in 2012. The director of Homeland Security came out and said the next 9/11 will be a power grid down in 2012. You had the Blackout Bowl in 2013. You had Revolution, the show, come out in 2013. But yeah, Heliofont iPet Goat also came out. So remember, Heliofont iPet Goat. So Heliofont equals 153, right? Well, that's the same numbers of Prove Me Wrong and EMP attack. Wow, look at that. Leave the World Behind Charlie Kirk equals 153. I didn't know that. That's interesting. But look at this. So, I don't know. Remember, Helio is the sun. Helios. So, is this going to be about a solar flare? Remember, we just had this connection to Nicolas Cage, and Nicolas Cage was in the movie called Knowing about a solar flare. So, I don't know. To me, it seems to all go back to the next big event. Yes, the Charlie Kirk event was huge, but it really wasn't huge. It was just one guy getting taken out. An event that affects the whole world, like 9/11 or like COVID, right? An EMP attack would be that. The pet goat 153 equals 153. It was on page 153. Yeah, that's exactly it. So isn't crazy heliofont equals EMP attack? I mean, wow. At the end of that iPad goat, there's like a sun exploding. Think about it. An EMP attack doesn't have to be by another person. The sun can attack us with an EMP. Supposedly. Not that we know the truth really anyways, exactly how that works, but all right, we are 1 hour and 15 minutes in. How much longer do you guys want to go? Do you guys want to go over anything else? You guys want to recap, or do you guys have anything else in the comments you guys want to share before we end this? Guys, we have 538 in the chat, and we only have 261 likes. So only half the people in the chat have hit the like button, or just under half. So if you like the content, please help us out and help get this info out to more people by smashing that like button. That's greatly appreciated. This is not for me. This is to help get the info out, to help share it with more people, okay? You're scared to hit the like. Okay, well, that's fine. If you don't want to hit the like and you're scared, that's all your prerogative. I'm not forcing anyone to do anything. Yeah, so thank you, Sue. She says she missed a lot. I'm going to hit the like button. I hit the like button every time I come into a video, even if I don't know what's in the video, because the people that I know that share info, they always are doing their best to spread good knowledge. So I always hit the like. This is why I always urge other people to hit the like, because I always hit the like, because I know what it's like, you know, to get this stuff out there sometimes. Yeah, Charlie Psyop was in lots of movies, not just Snake Eyes. Yeah, definitely. Cody, try Tracy Spiridakos and Erica Lane Fransfi. Tracy played Charlie in Revolution. Tracy Spiridakos? I mean, we could talk about the Carrington event. Tracy Spiridakos. Yeah, so she played Charlie. Look, she's born in 88. Guys, this girl who plays Charlie in the Revolution, she's born in 88. Let's see her birthday. Hold on. Look, she's born in 88, like Erica. Erica, are you kidding me? She's born the same year as Erica. Let's see how many days apart. Hold on. So they're born. So this girl who plays Charlie in Revolution Power Outage show, she's born 274 days before Erica, but exactly 9 months. I don't know exactly how that would mean, but there's probably something there. There's something with the 274. I mean, if you add the day, you kind of have the date of Charlie's, you know what, right? 9/10, like 9/1. I'll have to think more about the 274. That's like, hold on. I don't know if there'll be anything. Isus hominum salvator, the Jesuit motto, equals 274. But let's decode her name. Oh my goodness, guys, look. Oh my gosh. Wow. This is crazy. This is crazy. Look at this, guys. So I just made a connection. I was just making a connection between Tracy Spiridakos and Erica Kirk. Erica Kirk's full name is Erika Lane Francve. Look at this. Their names equal in 2 ciphers. And the 88, the 188. The 188 is right on front of her mom's page here. Look. You guys see the 188 on the front of her mom's page here? See that? 188 connections, it says. And her daughter has that 188 like the girl who plays in the show Revolution. I was just comparing them. I didn't even know they equaled each other. Had no idea. Also, Bavarian Illuminati, 188. So Erika Lane Francve equals Bavarian Illuminati. Also, cyber attack. Look. So yeah, that they even have that 188 like cyber attack. So that's a good addition. I don't remember who that was who shared that, but she has Joe Biden's birthday. Yes, Erika does have Joe Biden's birthday. Why did I screw you? I'm sorry if I screwed you. I apologize. I don't know what I did, but I apologize if I did that. The first episode of Revolution came out 10 months and 14 days after the anniversary of the Friends episode, the one with the blackout. Wait, there's a Friends episode called the one with the blackout? Hold on. The one with the blackout. Oh, there is a Friends episode called the one with the blackout. What? Wow. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh. Oh man, guys. Of all things, I mean, we talked a lot about this number in this video. Oy, oy, oy. Look, it also equals the name of the Erika Kirk's mother's company. 106, like when the grid goes down. The one with the blackout, the Friends episode. It came out in 1994. Holy moly, this is probably connected, guys. So what was the comment? The comment said the first episode of Revolution came out 10 months and 14 days after the anniversary. I see. Okay, so if you go from November 3rd to the release of Revolution show. So if you go to the year before, November 3rd, and then you go to 2012 when Revolution came out. Yeah, it was 10 months and 14 days. 10 months, 14 days. So that's the birthday of Charlie Kirk. But yeah, like the name of this Friends episode, we need to, guys, okay, all my internet sleuths, this is episode, we need to look into this, man. The one with the blackout, it equals 322. It came out 11/3/1994. Let's see how. Let's see Charlie Kirk here. Hold on. Wow. Okay. Well, it came out 55 weeks exactly after Charlie Kirk was born. And that's lightning. Lightning equals 55. That goes with the blackout narrative, but that's not a strong connection. But the one with the blackout. Okay, hold on. let's just go from to this event with Charlie Kirk. Hold on. So it came out 10 months in 7 days. That's a gematria of Charles James Kirk. But yeah, I mean, so I'm just going to tomorrow because I already showed you the video where we talked about tomorrow as a possible date. I don't see anything right off the bat, but again, I need to look more into this stuff. Like, you need to sit down and look at it, but there might be a connection. But just the fact that it's called the one with the blackout and it equals 322, I mean, yeah, that's crazy. I could have sworn there was more. I could have sworn there was more stuff that I've seen with these numbers. Let's just see. Yeah, let's just go to the Super Bowl with the blackout. Guys, oh my gosh. Oh, wow. That Friends episode called the one with the blackout was 6,667 days before this blackout Super Bowl. Interesting. So if it was 1 day sooner, if you go from that episode, it would have been 6,666 days to that Super Bowl, which again, they call it the Blackout Bowl. And this show's called The Blackout, right? So it's very interesting that it was 666. So basically in between that to that Super Bowl was 6666. But anyway, the numbers are just secondary. The most important part to understand about this whole decode is that Erika Kirk's whole family sells EMP boxes. Yeah, we went over all the connections already. If you guys just getting in, please go back and watch. I know it's a long video. And don't forget this. Erika Kirk's parents' company says an EMP attack could kill 9 out of 10 Americans. Like 9, 10? Like the date Charlie Kirk was shot? No one has pictures of her pregnant? Yeah, that's true. Somebody always wants me to talk about LeBron. I'm sorry, but this this channel is not focused on LeBron James. I'm sorry. Maybe one day we'll talk about LeBron. Okay, I'll mod you. I think you can share a link as a standard moderator. The problem is I don't know how I'm going to click on the link. I might have to go in my chat after the video because. Okay, do you want people to go to this link? Hold on. I mean, I guess you all can go there if you want. I'm just going to try it and see. Hold on. Okay, I have to go to my own chat now. Hold on. I'm going to bring this up for you all to see. The second decision is tomorrow. What's that mean? Okay, so this is Eric. Thank you for the link. This is a link to Erika'S mom's current E3 Tech group. Wow, look at that. E3 Tech group equals power grid. That's interesting. Oh, I already had it in here. Okay, so we have some 47s here. E3 Tech group equals 47, like power grid. Remember, Erica Kirk was at NextCon 16. That equals 47. Power grid. But yeah, ETG's total functionality, EMP protection. Huh. So if you guys want to look more into this, look, they have something called a Thoth learning engine, EMP defender, network cloaking. About us, let's see. The team. They don't even have anything here. Like, what's going on? There's not even, they say team, but it doesn't list anything. It says, who is this? It doesn't list anything. What kind of website is this? This is a really strange website, guys. When you click on team, it doesn't even take you anywhere. It just takes you to a blank page. I'm just not sure what you mean by the second decision. That's tomorrow. I don't know what that means. But yeah, guys, this is her website. If you guys want to check it out, it seems a bit strange. So does anyone else know what the second decision is? Hold on. The second decision. Oh, okay. I didn't even know this was happening. That's why I was confused. LeBron James teases major announcement Tuesday. Oh, okay. So now I know why people wanted me to talk about LeBron. What? Okay, so this is interesting. LeBron James' second decision. Will he retire? I don't know. I mean, I might have to make a standalone video on this because I don't think a lot of people in here right now want me to cover this. They want to know more about the Erica Kirk thing. But they're calling it the second decision, like the second coming, guys. You get it? I mean, I don't know what this means, but the second decision does equal power grid attack. I don't, that probably means nothing, but that is weird. But the second coming, right? Like the second decision. Yeah, I don't know. We'll have to, maybe I'll make a short video on this. Because I don't want to make this video too much longer messing around here. It's already an hour and 30 minutes. So we're going to start to wrap this up. But if anyone has any further additions that we didn't get to see on the stream, please drop them in the chat. Thank you to all the 350 of you that hit the like button. Appreciate that. Okay, final 3 minutes. Everyone get in their last word. If anyone has anything else to share. Yeah, thank you all for coming, and thank you for hitting the likes and supporting the channel. Make sure you guys go support all the other great decoders, all the ones I shouted out in this video, okay? I'll try to leave the links. I mean, I don't think this is the real Candace Owens in the chat. I know it's not the real Candace Owens, but hello, Candace Owens. I left you a message on another movie. Okay, drop that in the comments of the video. After the video's over, drop that movie in the comments. That would be wild if that was really Candace Owens in my chat. Certainly not Candace Owens. Yeah, exactly. Maybe the person's name is Candace Owens. It's possible. Hamas 48 hostages. Can it be that the United States mainland 48 states? Yeah. I wonder if the ex-drummer of the Rolling Stones, Charlie Watts, fits into this. Yeah, I've looked into him before. Charlie Watts from the Rolling Stones, they had the song called Paint It Black. I have covered that before, actually. He died. I don't remember. I'll have to look into that. All right, guys. Thank you so much. And hopefully this video, I'm not saying there's going to be an EMP attack tomorrow or this month, but I think one day there will be. And I don't know when it's going to be, but maybe we should all be ready in some way for something like that. And if not, it's always better to be prepared than to not be. Okay, so that's the point. Yeah, it certainly would be nice if Candace Owens would actually share this. She's kind of like halfway to the truth. Like, she shares a lot of things, but then like she shares just enough truth to make herself seem like a real like revealer of truth. But then she would never share gematria. I guarantee it. Maybe she would. I don't know. Somebody wants to reach out to her. Let's see. All right. Have a good night, guys. Thank you so much. Again, if you want to support the channel, please hit the like button on the way out. And I will see you guys in the next video. God bless you all.